late. You're 2 minutes late, if anything. So stop saying that. Yeah, 2 minutes late today. It's getting worse. Normally it's 1 minute late, but there's no one on right now anyway. So actually, I am the earliest one. I bet people have come and checked and gone, oh, it's not on, and then gone. It's just me being complacent again. But that gives me a chance to get all set up. Excited for this one. I never know whether to chat when there's no one on or... Oh, there we go. Artistic expressions. Hello! Hi, Sarah. You okay? Let me know if there's anything that's going wrong. Last time there were a few little problems with things dropping out or whatever. Hi, Laurie from Arizona. You lucky thing. I went to Phoenix, Arizona when I used to work with Sizzix to a trade show, and it was lovely. I remember sat there having a coffee in the sunshine. I think it was like January or something. It was still warm. It was amazing. So I love Arizona. Where else is everyone from? So we've got, hi Jane, we've got Jane Luby, we've got Carolyn Wilson from Florida. Susie and I went to Florida. It was one of the best holidays we've ever had. We went to Key West. Well, we went around Florida and we ended up in Key West, and there was chickens running around, and that was really lovely. Who else have we got? We got Susan. Hi, Susan. Hi, Paula. And I'm so sorry, Paula. I couldn't remember 100% because there's two Paulas, aren't there? Two of the main Paulas. Sorry if there are other Paulas here. I can't. But you are obviously one of the OG Beyond Stampers, so. I was like, I can't forget who it was. So it's not that I didn't remember. It was, it was just one of those things. And there's the other Paula Brady. Hi, Paula. Yeah, I do still keep in touch with Pete. Well, now and again, Pete is, I'm not going to lie, not the best at texting you back anymore. But I still love Pete. He is absolutely brilliant. And still a good friend of mine. Okay, let me just have a quick drink. The reason that I'm 2 minutes late is because I had to run to the van to, hold on a second, I'm just clicking into YouTube as well. Had to run to the van because obviously we did Crafters TV the other day, really lovely show. I love Crafters TV. Yeah, it was one of those things where I had forgotten to unpack the car. Then as I sat down, I was like, and then got all relaxed and realised that there was no one there, nothing there for me to use. But it's all here now, so we're gonna get going. I might even use some more inks today. Might use a bit of watercolour. We're not focusing on a certain set in general. We are going to be focusing on reflection and colour mixing. Now, I hope that doesn't, because some people might be going, well, we've done that. But since then, the viewership of these lives has kind of doubled. So I want to go over that again because it was a really good one. But we'll do something different with it, I promise. So we're going to look at reflection, reflections in puddles, because we've got a new set coming out. It has been ordered and it goes live at 7 o'clock, so in 54 minutes it goes live. We've got 3 sets going live. Let me just have a quick look at the comments before we go into the 3 sets. Before we go in, it's like I'm telling you off. No, actually, let me look at the comments before. But thank you, Paul Morgan Brown, for the amazing make that you gave us. I love it. I sort of copied it on that one as well. I would love to see Pete doing my stamps as well, but with Pete works for Sizzix obviously still. So unless I steal him from Sizzix, we probably won't see him using the stamps. I would love to see what he would do with them, but he is such a fantastic illustrator. When we used to be in meetings in work, And he'd always draw when we were in the meetings, and it would help him concentrate, he said. I think he was just slightly disinterested in what was happening in the meeting, and was just like, The stuff he drew in those meetings was incredible. Sorry I'm late, don't worry, Carol, because I was late as well. And hi everyone, my first live in YouTube. Forgive me, I don't do things right. Well, I don't do things right either, which is why it took so long to get onto YouTube. We have got... welcome to... Have I missed someone? Lisa Norris. Sorry, hi Lisa. Welcome. We're absolutely thrilled to have you here. Anyone, if it's your first live, let us know. Because we love to welcome people in. It's a really lovely welcoming environment. We are going to get to some stamping very, very soon. But first, as I say, at 7 p.m. today, which is in now 52 minutes, we've got 3 brand new sets coming out. Now, I don't have any samples of those sets because I just ordered I've only just ordered them, so I'm going to get them at the same time as they come in here to do samples with. What I do have, obviously because I designed them, I got access to the files, I have printed them off. So what have we got? Let me angle you down so you don't have to look at my silly face for any longer, and then we will get stamping, I promise. Let me, I'm always promising that. How am I going to do this? Can I angle that down that way? No. How am I going to do it? All right, I'll just do this. There we go. Let me move this over here and turn this way. Now, I do need to sign into YouTube now because I've got to use it like a monitor. So let me just do that. In the meantime, I'm going to put this here so you've got something to look at anyway. There we go, I'll move you down. So this is the Rainy Days set. We'll have a look at that now. Beyond stamping. Let me find myself. I can see that we are live. Click that. You'll hear my voice, my soothing tones. There we go. I've got my thingamabob and I can see the messages through here as well. That's much better. Thank you for that. Let me not get it in. That's better. There we go. Hello, Tracy. So Tracy Humphreys is here. Susan Elliott. Yeah, welcome to Carrie Garwoos. I can't see the whole thing, actually. Let me see. No, not Garwoos. It is Garwood. Is it Carrie Garwood Beard? So welcome in. Anyone else who is your first live as well? I can see Sophie at Midnight says, hey. Now, this set, it is called the Rainy Days set. We have everything on this set is designed so that it can be flipped upside down. So when you turn it upside down, it's going to be symmetrical. If it's not symmetrical in that way, for instance, let's focus on this. Now, if I were to turn it upside down, that would be a reflection of these reeds here, like marshmallows. But if there isn't a way you can flip it around, for instance, with the little child there in a raincoat, then you can have it upside down. So there's another version of it that will work as a reflection. And this is going to become really apparent as to why I've done that. For instance, you know, these people walking off in the distance, very sketchy, both under one umbrella. I like that. It's kind of romantic. And then this person here, I probably could have just had one of these really, but I'm a bit pernickety. And the fact that I've sketched one foot in front of the other, I wanted that to be the same when flipped around. So it was just a case of me being like, no, I need it to be perfect. We've got the rain, which can be a repeat pattern, which means that you can cover the whole page. It doesn't matter how big the page is, you can cover it in these raindrops, and you can change the intensity of the rain as well by just moving it slightly to the side, and then it fills itself out in a really cool way. So I'll be able to show you that very soon. We've got these reeds for like, not reeds, water lilies for the little frog to sit on, and then we've got ripples here in the water, which is going to look really cool in some of these reflective ones. But we shouldn't go too much into this one, if I'm honest, because I'm about to show, do a whole live on reflection and showing us how to do it. And this set, that's what I had in mind for this set. So today's live, that's what I was thinking of when I designed this rainy days set. It's very close to my heart personally, because I love the rain. Me and Susie make a joke about it, because I always say I love the rain. Susie says, "Who's Lorraine?" And it never gets old. So I love it. People who love the rain are called pluviophiles. But I always make the joke that go around going, "I'm a pluviophile," because it's just doesn't sound great. It sounds like you should be on a register, so I don't do that. What other sets have we got coming out? We'll go back into this later on. Then we've got one that I call Cats Being Cats. Now I know that there are people waiting for other pet sets. They are on the way, so don't worry about that. Let me move this in this way a little bit. Is it flipped on there? Oh, it is flipped. So I'm sorry that you can't read the sentiments very well, but this one says, "You are pawsome." Get it? And this one says, "Forever together." So some nice catty puns. Oh wait, are we in? We're not in view. There we go. So yeah, some nice catty puns, and then we've got a fishbowl in there, which I love. Love that fishbowl. And they're all doing cat stuff. So this one's, when cats lie on their belly and invite you to stroke them, and then scratch you for stroking them, even though they were the ones who made you think it was okay to stroke them. That one is doing that shocked thing cats do, where it's like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" That's when they claw the carpet, your brand new carpet, that you love walking on in just socks. That's the cat ruining it. Basically, it's all the annoying stuff that our cats do that I've put in stamp form. We've got different types of cats. We've got those little kind of, I can't remember what they're called, but the short, stubby nose cats that have that kind of attitude. More long hair cats like this cat here. Slim long hair cats like this one here. Looks a bit sort of aristocrat-y now that I look at it. But we've got cats of all different shapes and sizes, and this is because obviously we did the dog set, Positivity 2, and I thought, right, we need a cat set as well. Just so you see this one, it looks like a Superman cat. It's that way around, obviously, so it's when they kind of stretch out and again sort of invite you to get clawed by them. Then we got some butterflies, so that you can have, like this one here, a butterfly perched on the end of its nose would look really cute. We've got kittens in there, so that one there, and we've got one facing the other, sat down, and that one's sort of a kitten slash cat. But yeah, I love this cat. I love this cat. Well, I do love my cats. We've got 4 cats, but 2 of them are in urns on our shelf. But we still love them. Okay, and then the next set I really love. I was about to say I bloody love, but that's vaguely swearing. So we don't do that. It's not on brand for us at Beyond Stamping. But you know what? You're all my mates now, so I can swear in front of you. I bloody love this set. So sorry for the language. But I love it. It is fantastic. It's storybook. I say animals. They're not animals. They're creatures, I guess. But it's all different magical elements here. I wish these sentiments weren't, you know, flipped like everything else is on the page. Everything is flipped here, but obviously because the phone's reversed, but this sentiment is so cool. It says, "You are magic," and it's just written in very kind of magic-y, sort of almost gothic, but still illustrative writing. And it's very, very me. Love these little toad people. They can be a little married couple, I imagine. A phoenix there, which I thought would be good for anyone who's getting themselves out of a situation, starting anew. You know, we're arising like a phoenix from the flames or from the ashes. Obviously, I had to do a unicorn because my daughter Maisie is absolutely obsessed with unicorns. I'm going to show you something. This was... Let me find it now. This was Maisie's, my daughter, my 3-year-old. It was her birthday card, her invitation to her birthday. And I used this, the drawing I had done, along with part of the fairy, which is actually based on Maisie. But have a look at this. This is what it looked like. And that's the sort of thing that you would be able to make with these creatures, because, you know, anything for children is going to be great with a set that is all about you know, magic and magical animals and stuff. But I loved this illustration. Maisie loved it as well, and so did all of the other children in her class at preschool. But that's how Maisie wanted it painted. Rainbow horn. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. So they're the 3 sets that we are bringing out. I hope you like the look of them. We have pre-orders. They're going to be on the website. We've only got a certain amount of pre-orders. They, as people know, they do go pretty quickly, the pre-orders. We can only give a certain amount. Let me get myself sorted. You guys talk amongst yourselves for 1 minute while I just get my elements ready. And you know what? While I'm waiting, I'm going to let everybody marvel at Paula Morgan Brown's amazing make that has been done. We're using the one of the backgrounds from the background set. From the free downloadable backgrounds that are on the website. Now that's something worth mentioning, actually. I'm going to move that. Thank you very much, Paula. I'll be using that a million more times. So let me mark out where I can work on here, where we do this illustration. I like doing this now. Let me adjust this so that it's perfect. Where are we? So we've got this corner about here. We've got this corner about here. Move it over here, this corner here. This is just so that I can see. So about there. So the illustration is going to be all in this area. Now I know that I'm working in a place that you can see. Actually, I'm going to move it up. But we'll adjust as we go. So, stamps. As I said, we're going to create a really lovely illustration from start to finish now. That's what we do. I'm going to do it in inks. I got sent a load of Spectrum Noir water-soluble inks from Crafters Companion. They sent them to me, which was very kind of them. So I'm going to use them. Here's all my stuff. Stamping block, stamping ink, masking tape, a pen, and stamps. That's all we need to get going. So let me just have a quick look at the comments while I'm here. I hope people are finding it okay commenting now, because I know that there were a few kind of problems with being able to comment. Let's have a look. Big hello, thank you for sharing. Hi, Jackie. Jackie said, I would just like to say a big hello and a thank you for sharing your talent with the craft community. Also, ordering and delivery service is second to none. Don't change a thing. I absolutely love that. Thank you very much, Jackie. And that's all down to Susie. Susie is a superhero when it comes to anything to do with the customers. I try my best, but Susie is amazing because she's also doing it most of the time with a very angry child on her hip. She's not always angry, but my GP told me the other day that he liked the rain. He thought it was relaxing. Ali Rossiter said that. I love it. It is relaxing. I can smell the rain. The rain's got a particular smell. I don't say Lorraine. I know what you like. I can't smell the rain. I wish you could. Here we go. Oh, yeah, so I'm going to use custom portrait number 6 because I think a running child is as close as we can get to that one of the child that's splashing in the puddles. And you know what? There's going to be some storybook animals. Let's use storybook animals 1 and 2. And then I will use, am I going to use New Horizons? Or am I going to use, let's use Custom Woodland. Because I can't find New Horizons. No other reason other than I wish I could find it, but I can't. Okay, so 4 stamp sets. Now, let's do it. Okay, so we are going to do a rainy day scene here. Do you know what? I'm going to pull this blind up. Maybe that'll make it slightly brighter for everybody. And we can see it a bit better. Okay, let's start with our main characters. I'm going to have some children playing and running through the puddles. So let's do this. Let's do this child. It's going to be running through the puddles. I never, ever, 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 ever tire of using these stamp sets. This is the child who's going to be running through the puddles. Let's make it the one that, this was the one that was originally based on Maisie, but she doesn't look like this anymore because she's got long hair now. Because she's growing up. And then also, I'm going to have a baby playing as well. The baby's going to be walking in the background here. And looking this way. And they're all going to be having a fun time playing in the puddles. Okay, so while I'm stamping now, I'm thinking about, you know, making sure that everyone looks proportionately or perspectively, how kind of far away they are, looks kind of right. Now, what else should I do? I want them to be playing with animals. Now, should I... Just having a look now at the set. I think what I'll do is I'll have somebody who is stood. Let's have a little girl. No, we've got a girl there, and then I have a little boy. Stood in shorts, kind of watching from here. Let's give it this one. That one work? No, I think there's one, or there's meant to be one where it's facing, oh there it is. Where it's facing the other way. There's not much difference in it, if I'm honest. But this child is just observing, just going, oh wow, that looks fun. And that child looks like this. like that. Let's give him some feet. I'm going to do bare feet. That not the feet of a bear, but feet with no socks like this. Because they're playing in puddles, so it's kind of a nice little vibe. Okay, so I'm done with that set. I'm going to go ahead straight away and I'm going to put it in its place. Because I'm a good boy. Looking portrait number 6. Right, now I've only got 2 sets out. Kind of clean as I go when I do this. Then let's have, now I like that weasel ferret thing. And I'm going to put it, so I'm going to have to mask off let's have a look. I'm going to have to mask off the area. Now, how do I do this? Okay, so let's do this. Before we go any further, I'm going to draw a puddle in because I think this might be a good opportunity to show how to do a reflection quite well. And we're winging it, but let's draw a puddle around them. So a puddle is like just a big kind of wavy bit here. We'll do this. I've got a stamp for a rock that I want to put here. I'm going to put my rock in. And I'm going to do it along the side there. Let's get rid of that. So I'm going to put that rock here before I finish the puddle. Just adds a bit to it. Does anyone else's sets just end up, because I know I should, but I always forget to pop the things back, you know, like where the rock is. I just stick it somewhere on the cellophane, and I know I shouldn't, so I'm sorry. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to use that weasel. I think I'm going to use the mouse, and I'm going to have him here just watching. I might include the weasel a bit further on, but I'm going to put the mouse here. Now, most of this stuff is easy for me to draw the reflection in, but if it isn't, then I can always what's the word? If it isn't, then I can always use a stamp. I think I'm going to need the opposite one of that for this. So here's how I would do a reflection, and I'm going to do it for this as well. So let's draw the rest of the puddle here, and then maybe a little bit there as well. Now, this is a bit complicated for me to draw back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the legs from this set that are running the other way, and then that is going to act as a way for me to stamp underneath to make a perfect reflection for this little girl. But before I do that, I'm going to mask off the edge of the puddle, because I don't want any of the ink to go on this bit, because it's only going to be reflected in the puddle. So I mask off anywhere that isn't the puddle, enough that it's going to cover that area. It's not going to stamp straight over. I think that should be enough because it hasn't got a head on that element. So even though I was a good boy and I put that away, I am now going to get it back out. And I'm going to find the one that goes the other way. So this is what the other reflection will look like. So like this. That's the only bit that I want to capture there. And you'll see why in a sec. So let's get that there. like this. Like that. Okay, that's enough. And then, is there anything else that I need from that set before I put it away again? No. Anything else, I can just draw it in. So, can you see how I'm struggling a little bit with the reflections because I'm not able to just stamp, turn things upside down and stamp it? That is why the other set is going to work so perfectly. Because, let me just check something. No, there's no mouse in it. Oh, there is a mouse in it, so it's okay. So that's because in the rainy day set, which looks like this, everything has got a counterpart. Like this tree is symmetrical, so it could be turned right upside down to create the reflection of that that tree. So when I do when I demo this in the other in the next live, it's going to be so much fun. So instead, I will have to draw in the reflection, which is a bit trickier, but it's not too bad. All I'm doing is draw it. So wherever I'm drawing the opposite and mirrored image upside down there. I'll do it with my little mouse. And it doesn't have to be perfect as well. Remember that this is going to be distorted. Okay, that's all that's needed for the mouse. And then little boy or girl here. It's got a little foot there. Now, what else? Let me have a look. There is another method. And there's other method that other people have said, there's other ways of adding reflection that you can do. But I'm just trying a few here. We kind of not making it up as I go, but what I am doing is let's just try in some stuff. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stamp. What animal can I use? Oh, a duck would be a good one. It's like we're playing no, I'm not going to include a duck. I'm going to do. See, I did like that ferret that's about to splash in the puddle there. Let's go for that one. Right. So what I need to do then is I need to mask this little girl here. Let's do that. So don't need to be too pernickety about it. You can always correct it later on. But I'm going to just tear a few little bits and use them to get rid of anything that I don't want my my stamp to go on now. Like that. Let's do it like that. And then of course the leg. So I'm being very haphazard. But the reason for that is I want these lives to be nice to watch, and if I was spending ages just placing watercolor tape, that might not be the nicest thing to watch. So with you guys in mind, I'm just being a little bit blasé with this thing, but I'm very good at mending it afterwards if I need to. Right, and then let me see if this is going to work. Pull that the other way. I have big fat sausage fingers, so it's hard for me to even tell if I'm holding the tape. So it's going to go like that. Yeah, so that covers everywhere. Perfect. Let me do that. Get him to go in there like that. Okay. Let's go for it, Joshy. Splash in here. Okay, So when I take this away, hopefully it's done it properly. Before I do that, I'm going to try this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it on here, flip it round, and maybe just press it on. It's probably not going to work, but it's experimental. So bear with me. Let's see what happens. It's all about finding new and exciting and fun ways of using the stamp. So if it goes wrong, I'll sort it, don't worry. I want it to go like that. Let's see what happens. If you don't try new things, then you don't reap the rewards. Josh Griffiths. That's my quote. There we go. I'm going to get it in there like that. And then see what happens. Will it work? No. It didn't even come off the thing. That's annoying. I was excited about that as well. I was like, oh, everyone's going to clap now. We've been talking about this for days. Oh, do you know why? Actually, do you know why I think it didn't work? Because I did it on the side that's not the smooth side of the thingamajig. Let's try it one more time. Let's see if we can get this to work. Because if it does, I expect a round of applause. And even if I can't hear it, I still expect it. So, okay, are we ready? Nope. How underwhelming. There's got to be another way of doing this. Let me have a look. I'm going to draw it on, but I've done a live in the past about how to do this, and we'll do it again. I won't go to, what's the word? I shouldn't really talk too much about it anyway now, because when we do the thingy one, when we what's the word? That's better. When the rainy day set comes out, I'm gonna do another live on, you know, getting the best out of that set anyway. So I'll make sure that I have all of those techniques ready and raring to go. But I'll show you now what I was planning on doing. It just didn't work like that. But so far that looks cool anyway. The thing I was planning on doing, I'll show you now. If you want the opposite, what you can do, this is a spare piece of paper here. You can get a craft, like a mixed media mat sort of thing. And then you can stamp onto the mixed media mat upside down like this. Oh, sorry, can't see that. Here. And then you get your card and rub it over it. And that normally gives at least a little bit of an impression on there, like that. Ignore that, that was already there, that bit. And then when you stamp normally on it, like this, there's a vague reflection underneath. So that is the way that we've covered in the past of getting reflection down like that. And then obviously, you know, you would draw your other stuff in there like this, and it could be a little little puddle, maybe a few puddles like that, you know. Do some lines across, grass, flowers, that sort of thing, you know. And then it'd become an illustration like this, with a little reflection there. But we did it a different way today, and that's good. It's always good to show new and better ways and stuff as well. Maybe we'll paint this at some point, but yeah. Oh, I can see someone coming up our drive with some stuff. Okay, what are we on time? Because I'm almost ready to paint this. I'm getting very excited about it. Let's have a look. Okay, let's get rid of that. Now, this is about to become a really amazing, cool illustration. We're gonna get some background in there. Shall we we'll do a little woodlandy sort of background as we normally do. Until we bring out another set, or this new set, which I'm really excited about, which comes online in about 20 minutes. I'll make sure we're done before that set comes on there, so that if anybody did want to go and get it, they don't have to come off the live to do it. Let's do this. Let's get the tree trunk in. This is from the Custom Woodland set. So, do the tree trunk here. Might need a bit of masking somewhere, but we're not going for it yet. Not quite at that point. Then let's do another little tree in the background here. And that's coming directly out of my little thingy's head. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do then? Right, so I can also, because I've stamped that side, I can go this side in. If I put in a bit of tape, like this, I can stamp that down. Come on. Oh no. There we go. It's not, I mean, that is just a line, really. I should have just done the line, but I just wanted to show how we do it. So let's do a little line there. And then we'll do the same thing for my big tree trunk. One there, and then we'll do another one as well, so it defo doesn't go on it. Anything that we stamp on there, we do, we turn it, if possible, we turn it upside down. We do that in the reflection. One thing that I've got to do here, stamp over the, protect my little mousey. Put it there, and then put it here. Make sure I'm not getting my mouse. Do this. And do that. Okay. Right. The reflections are done. Hopefully what we're learning and what is becoming apparent is that anything that you do above the reflection, you're going to do below the reflection as well. These little splodges and stuff, they don't matter. Now, I said I was going to use inks. I'm not. I'm going to use watercolour because I'm very conscious of time. And watercolour is my expertise, which means that I can do it quickly. And that's the name of the game right now, because how long do we have left? We have 15 minutes left. Okay, let's do this. Now, let's add in some more little tree elements. And then we're going to have little horizon lines with little bits of little bushes of their own. And then here. And then that's going to carry on through here. One's going to come down here. And I imagine this is a really cool little magical scene that you know, it's like out of a storybook where it's like at the end they'd be like, oh, to their parents, oh, where have you been? And they'd be like, well, we've been playing in the woods with some magical animals. And no one will believe them. Because grown-ups don't believe. But to be fair, I'm not having a go, because if Maisie told me that, I'd be like, yeah, all right. Okay, that's all we're going to do. Right, now, let's get this painted. I'm a bit laughing at my own jokes. I don't know if anybody saw that Hobbycraft are opening their own TV channel, and I don't know if this is oversharing in a brand sense, but they have been in touch, which is really exciting. Don't know what that means yet for either party, but it's incredibly exciting just to be, you know, for a new venture like this. It's really exciting to be one of the, you know, early days sort of people that they've considered, which, you know, when I think about that sort of thing, it makes me really proud. But either way, whether we end up on Hobbycraft TV or not, it's just really exciting to have been considered. So that's some nice news for the day. For me, anyone else got any nice news while I'm painting this? Because I'm probably going to get lost in this painting, like I often do. So I'll be checking the comments. Just putting a bit of red in here, because everything to me now is red, yellow, purple, green, because I'm done with summer. Now, is anyone else done with summer? Any fellow pluviophiles out there waiting for some rain? Any other little pluviophiles just sort of hanging around outside, waiting for rain? Let me have a look at the comments. I don't know if these comments have loaded. I just saw a comment from Debbie Girl that says, hi Debbie, welcome. Hobbycraft TV is just going to be like another craft. So that's the way I understand it. I think it's gonna be they're gonna have other brands. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I spoke to Dan Bancroft and I got a little bit of information. I really like Dan. He's a friend of mine, so I just texted him or messaged him and then got sort of little snippets. But yeah, I guess sort of just keep your eyes peeled, because it seems like a really exciting thing. Let's get the floor down here. Maybe I need to smooth this out a bit. Some lighter areas. I do love the backgrounds like this, all colourful, but sometimes I think that I do it a bit too intense rather than, you know, it could be a bit better faded a bit. One thing I don't have in here is tissue, but we will suffice. Okay, getting some little hints as well of potential blue that's poking through the trees here. It doesn't matter too much about what colours you put in the trees, as long as you paint it in a nice way. And in my opinion, a nice way is with big, bold colours. It's gonna look cool. Let's do some browns for the trees. Have a look at the comments. I see someone called Mama X has said, just discovered your stamps yesterday when you demonstrate on Crafter's Companion. Just started dabbling into watercolour with my stamps. I bought the Showstopper and can't wait for them to come. Well, thank you so much for investing in Beyond Stamping. I really hope that you love the stamps because, well, I'm biased, obviously. I love the stamps, and I love the main thing that I love about the stamps is the community that we've gained now, and seeing all those inspirational makes on Facebook and on when people share on TV and stuff like that. I don't think anyone could ever really know how proud I am of this brand, and it is because of all you. So thank you. Let me get my weasel painted in. Now I don't know if anyone saw this, but on Crafters TV, I'm gonna do my foreground characters a bit more intense than the background to show that they are there. That they are there. What I mean by that is that they're in the foreground. On Crafters TV yesterday, I showed that I do a bit of pink on the snout often of like animals, just because I don't know, I like the look of it. I don't know if these animals do have pink snouts. Let's get these children painted in. Did anyone get a look at my, what's it called? Paint palette? I was embarrassed showing it, but works for me. I'm going to have this little girl is going to be wearing a vest and shorts. So that means I can paint in her legs. And then this kid, he's the older brother, I imagine. Me and Maisie and I have started reading a book at night. And Susie reads it, but I don't think I read it as well as Susie, because Maisie will sometimes try and cancel bedtime by telling me that I'm not reading it in the way that Mummy reads it, which is, I'm not gonna lie, annoying. Really annoying. She's like, Daddy, that's not how Mummy reads it. And I'm like, oh, I don't actually care how Mummy reads it, because I want to read it. Trying not to be passive aggressive with my 3-year-old. Let's get a bit of shadow in there. What time are we on? We've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the stamp sets go live for the pre-orders. So we're nearly finished. Let's have a look. I'm going to do a little bit of colouring over here. It doesn't matter if you colour over the top bit. I mean, over the skin tones in the whatever jig. There we go, and then we've got to paint the hair colours. Timed it quite well today, I must say. Pretty made up. Very blonde hair for both the boy and the girl. Now let me just paint in some shadow on the skin tones, and then I'm gonna look, I'll do a little close up over it as well. So if anybody does want the pre-orders of the Cats Being Cats, the Magical Storybook Animals, and the Rainy Days set, they are obviously, for anyone who's new, they're on the website now. One thing I mention every time is that if you order anything else at the same time as the pre-orders, it will come at the same time as the pre-orders, which at the moment the date is the 9th of next month. So just be aware of that. Let's have everyone wearing white just for the sake of me finishing this. And then I'm going to get my little grey mouse painted in. And we will leave it there. a bit weird that they're all wearing white. I can't leave it there, sorry. It's just, I don't know why, but there seems like an element of cultiness with they're all wearing white. Like, I don't know, they all belong to sort of Church of Scientology or something like that. Anyway, that's it. We're not doing any more. I'm going to do a little zoom in. Sorry! Wait, how do you turn this round? Like, there we go. Let's have a look at this. I do like the way that this has all come together. It's really messy. That's what I like. Genuinely, I really love it being messy. But hopefully, what we're learning is, let me just paint as I go. Anything that you do on the top half, you have to include in the reflection there. Let's get a bit of shadow on this rock as well. And then also, don't forget your little bits of, I always forget to paint in between the legs sort of thing there. But there we go. A lovely, magical illustration, all done with stamps and some very, very simple line work. Okay, so it's 1 minute till they go live. Feel free if you want to try and go and get the pre-orders, feel free to jump off. If not, then absolutely stay on. All I'm doing now is, where are my little pre-order things? So again, these are what they are. We've got the rainy day set, which is this. Then we've got the cats being cats, and I can't wait to do loads of cards with this, just because cats are the perfect thing for card making. And the magical storybook creatures. So it's just called Storybook Magic, and I absolutely love it. Okay, and I hope you guys love it as well. I'm gonna go and make dinner. Let me show you what we did. We had a look at doing reflection in this big puddle here, and all we did, we either draw the stuff upside down if it's simple enough, or we can, if the set is symmetrical, like everything is in the rainy days set, then you will be able to turn it round. If I could add more from that rainy day set, I'd put a bit of rain in there. Might do a grey sky, and I'd use some of those plants that I could then easily just turn around and reflect in the water. And when we do future kind of workshops and more lives like this, I'm going to include more reflection, because I think that adding reflection in makes kind of adds a layer of, it kind of ups your game a bit. When I see reflection in like an illustration somewhere, I always think, oh, that person is really skillful. I'm not calling myself skillful. I just worked out how to do it easily. I hope you have, oh, did someone say your camera 90 degrees, see the whole picture? I'll put a full picture of this illustration up. I'll do it in a minute after we've, after we're off the live. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, and thank you for coming. I'm going to go and read through the comments now on YouTube. Thank you, everyone. And again, I'm not going to say thank you again. What was I going to say then? Oh, yeah. Before we go, just let me know if there's anything else you want to see. Okay. Bye-bye.